What's going on? Move the mouse here back in City Skylines, the town of Winterfell. And I did a little bit of building offline. Hope you don't mind. I was trying to get some money up and had to meet some of the demand. So I started zoning off this little farmland, but I have only just now hit play. The only other thing I really did up here is I carried the tram up here to hopefully deliver some people from this residential area up there, where they might be working soon enough. And then the other thing I did was I dropped this in. So I got rid of one of our coal power plants. We had 7, I believe, and we're at 90% power now with those 6 and this building. So this solar updraft tower is helping us out quite a bit, and I'm going to probably pop another one down right next to it, either there or there. And hopefully that will get us through to nuclear power. When we get to the next milestone, which is now at 15,000, we did hit the 9,000 milestone. We unlocked cable cars, which is going to be great for our little ski resort. High-tech housing might be interesting and a little development. And then we did also unlock our train stations. So that's going to be huge. Next milestone at 15,000, we will get an area. And I'm thinking of doing like old school industry down here. Even though that is good farmland, I want to move this out of here, make this a bit more residential area, and then maybe provide some ferry service across there. We will beef up the highway connections, and I'm going to start to modify this a little bit here and there. It's a little slapped together in pieces. I like the look and feel of the old town down here, but I want to make sure that we're able to get a good amount of traffic up and down these roads. You can see this is really clogged right now because of all the industrial traffic. And that's definitely one of the things that we want to move out of here. That will help out quite a bit. We've got somebody complaining about noise over here. They are right next to the highway. Let's see what our healthcare coverage looks like. It's actually pretty good. Not too bad. Police and fire also gets up into the farming area a little bit. It's not the best, but we've also unlocked now fire watch towers. Problem is, it's 55,000 just for the helicopter depot. So let's see what we can do to stimulate some growth up here. Maybe get some residents up here nearby. Maybe that might help. Where do we want to put them? Do we want to put them on this road? I guess we could have a couple houses on the way up here. I don't know if this is going to make a difference, but we will see. And then I forgot I did this. So I carried this over the railway for now, just to kind of mark off a path here. And then I wanted to have a neighborhood, just sporadic houses, some streets that come off of that. And then I started to do a bit of a switchback up through the mountain here. You wouldn't just drive straight up the face of the mountain. And maybe these need to hook out a little bit longer. But I wanted to start building a road network to get up into this area up here where the ski resort's going to be. But let's keep her on 3 times speed because we need money. Money's been so tight in Snowfall. I feel like a lot of the DLC content, unfortunately, puts a big damper on the speed with which you can build towns. We do have a ton of industry demand. It would be great to build down there, but we're not there yet. And I don't really want to expand old school industry up here. Maybe we could expand these farms a bit, but let's take a look, make sure everything's fully zoned out. Looks like it is. It's kind of tough to tell with some of these farms. They're very, very small. Looks like that is still zonable right there, that little patch. For the most part, this is almost all fully moved in. There's decent traffic flow through here, but they all have to come over this bridge and funnel into this network. So this is less than ideal right here. Maybe we could get started on a little bit of a train station, but where do we want that central train hub to be? I'm thinking over here, and we could really redo the highway interchange here. I think that might make sense. So let's see where we can get. Let's see if we can get. We might have to borrow some money again. We've got a little bit of growth happening, not too much. I wouldn't mind doing a multi-platform train station, but I think that's overkill for this map, so train station should be totally fine. Can we cram it in right there? So we could move some farms out and do a train station right there. Pretty minimal impact on having to move the train network around. So that might be ideal. If we drop it right about there. Move a couple farms out. And we want to build these tracks just long enough. Let's see. If we want that to be a... Well, no, we're going to get rid of that road. Let's not design around that. Let me connect this up first. I'm going to curve this out just a little bit. We're going to delete, it looks like at least one more farm, 2 more farms to do that. But I'm okay with that. Something like that gets us connected. So we've got... Huh. You know what would have made more sense there? The cargo train. That would have made a lot more sense, since this is all industry here and residential is up this way. Let's give the residents an easy way to get connected. Let's get this road connected up through here. And maybe we could do another street. Whoops. We're going to delete those houses anyways, so... We'll do another gravel road through here. We just want to go straight from there? I think that works. Let's dezone that. So, or rather rezone that, I should say. We'll clear that out. So that should give us a pretty good path for these residents to get from here down to the train station. Maybe we could hook up a cargo train station and rework our road flow a bit later. But let's see, what do we need for each train station? Train stations are going to run us 45,000. So this train comes right along this way. And I wanted to hook it up here somewhere. We don't really need this tram turnaround just yet. Let's get that out of there. And we can bring this road just under the railway tracks there. Now that we can rebuild them, let's do that. So we'll get our landscaping tool out, and we're going to bring this terrain down a bit. Just a little bit to snake that road underneath. We'll continue with the tram line here, just in case we end up using it. And let's see, should that be enough? Hopefully. Just enough to get a train over that road. We'll switch back over to our train tracks. Should be able to go straight here. We'll come back a length. All right, let's knock this down a little bit more. So, because I don't want the train to bulge up too much there. So let's level this based on that point. We'll come out a little further than we need to on each side. Something like that. So we just barely crossed the road. I'd like to use move it and nudge that down, but that will work. Like that. So let's just go ahead and smooth this out now. A little bit of a raise, not too bad. Did I not do tram line streets down there? Looks like I didn't do tram streets. We'll upgrade those. We'll find a little spot for a turnaround, but I want to have another line that kind of runs through the town, maybe this way. We have room. We might have room to do a little turnaround down there. We can always rework the highway a little bit. I think... come to think of it, I think I also did this. I modified this T intersection where it's a bit more of a trumpet on this side, so you have traffic getting off before it's getting on. And then same thing here, getting off before it's getting on. It's just a little bit more spread out on that side. And I filled it in with some trees. I think it's got a good feel. I like it. And then it dumps down into 2-lane highways, which go to the 2-lane on either side, the 4-lane roads with a divider. We have the tram running up and down the middle of this area. So where can we get a train station? Might be nice to kind of have the train station here. I think right about here we could put it. And we might not have a pass through. We might have like an intake outtake. Let's see if this will work. So we can do another train station. We'll have the trains come in. Let's see. Maybe we want to do kind of a similar thing here. Get rid of that. So here we had a little bit of a valley that the train could go over. We want to reverse that and sort of do the same thing over here. Get this road out of here for a minute. We'll get the train line hooked up first. We'll figure out the rest. What if we did something like that? The train should be able to come in this way. It should rest in the station, and then it should be able to go out either direction from there. And both those lengths should be long enough that the train shouldn't get backed up. If we want to be safe, we could make this one just a little bit longer. Now, where can we get the road over that? This is not a tram road. I wonder if that would make more sense for a tram road. We could have a couple running through here. We could make this another little, or I shouldn't say another little, another big small town, if you will. We'll do some tweaking and some tuning as we go. rearrange some of the streets. But let's just do a 4-lane road for now. It was 4-lane trees. Let's see if we can get this over the railroad here. Looks like we can. Put the pillars right on either side. But that'll work for now. We will totally come back and tune and tweak this as we need to. So that is our second train stop added to this line. We can go from there to here. Do we want to come down into Old Town? I don't know where we would in Old Town. It may not be bad to kind of come into the center block. That's sort of the separation between the two. We could come in down here. We could come in into the center of Stark Park and try and come up from underneath. That might be kind of cool. Either way, it's all just pipe dreams right now because we don't have money. So let me hit play. Let's get a train line moving some people around just in case. I don't think this is going to cost us a lot more than managing the buildings that we already have anyways. So we'll just get some people moving from here to here. And it does open up a bit of tourism, I guess, because those are outside connections. People can now come in via train to get into the city. We'll come up with a spot either in this central circle or maybe down here closer to the separation between Stark Park and Old Town. I think that might kind of be a spot that we aim for right in here somewhere. I don't know if this curve is going to throw us off, but we'll try. Got to resolve this traffic problem. So as we have demand, and once we get over 15,000, we will start to shift our old school industry down here onto this peninsula. I think we can build pretty close down to the bottom, so that's going to be good. We won't buy the very end of the tile, so we'll find a way to kind of feather it off down here towards the bottom. Water problems. I don't even know if I hooked up pipes over here. May not have. I didn't. Not on this one leg, at least. We'll get all that covered. We've got some trains moving around. Nope. Wait, hold on. Inspector. I know a deal will be mad if I don't follow the trains around. Let's follow the lead car. We go into cinematic when we do that? Yes, we can. So here is Winterfell, first train route. Delivering people from Westeros. We haven't named it yet, but the west side city there. Looks like there's some people waiting on the platform. That's good. And then they should just dump right back out. I actually didn't get a look at where this sits on the track, so I want to make sure that it's not too big for those the T intersections that we built, because you don't want trains backing up behind other trains. They just create infinite gridlock and get stuck. Alright, so that looks like there's plenty of room on that side, and it does sit all the way on the track, so if it wanted to go out to the right, it absolutely could do that. As we get to this next interchange, if the trains are like clockwork, we should see the other train coming any moment now. No? Prove me wrong? There we go. So, pretty good. We got 44,000 in the bank already. Let's go find a spot for that next train station. So we could eat up a ton of the space here in this central district. We could come down here. I think we'd have to go on this outer band. But it's going to be tricky to get the train tracks in there. We could try and do it that way. And then we could expand this out a bit. As we get rid of the industry, we could grid off a little bit down here. You know, again, this is going to be the slightly newer part of town. You've got the old town down here. I'm putting trains in and betting that we're not going to have a massive forest fire because I haven't put the fire depot in yet. And honestly, I should know better. If you've seen any of my other maps, they tend to burst into flames. So maybe this is something we should get going on. Let's see, where can we put this? Where it won't be too disruptive, but where it will also be relatively centrally located. How's that noise bubble? It just barely misses the houses on the other side there. They may not like that much, but okay, we got 12,000 bucks. These are what, 9,000 a pop, plus 96 a week upkeep. So where's our best bet for coverage? We want to make sure everything down here is covered. We'll put one there. We'll get our next one just shy of industry here. This actually should cover and overlap pretty nicely right there. We'll do our next one kind of off in the middle of the farm here. And that will cover pretty good. We'll get one more on the shore, and this side of the city will be very nicely covered in terms of at least recognizing that fires are happening. So let's give it a second here, get enough money for that. We'll drop in at least one more and cover this side of the river before we carry on with our next project. We've got pretty good snow dump coverage right now. I'm kind of impressed by how far these roads cover. They cover all the way up into these gravel roads up on the hill, which is pretty crazy. So I guess we won't worry about that just now. So when we're not 100%, always a good idea to stop and take stock and take a look at where we are at. Electricity wise, I think we're on 90% budget right now. We are. So we're doing pretty good there. We'll do another solar tower at some point. Water availability, I did make a little change here. Don't remember if I did this on camera or not. Had the 3 water pumps here, moved the sewage pumps down this way to at least clean up this side of the coast. Fire safety wise, we're honestly a little light in the industry because the fire department has to come all the way around. But if it burned down, honestly, that would be okay. As long as we get to 15,000 population. At that point, we're going to unlock a new area, and that's where we're going to move all this industry anyways. Get it down here on its own peninsula. Maybe we'll get a seaport over there, cargo port, get it hooked up to the trains. Crime coverage. Doing pretty good. Good enough. See, we've got some farms moving in up here, finally. Not enough workers. As the residential demand ticks up, we'll find a way to cram some more people in up here somewhere. Maybe down on this side. Maybe zone off over here. We didn't zone off over on this side, did we? Let's do that. Right next to the train tracks there. They may not be happy about that, but small concession. Get a couple more people living in there. Maybe we'll move one in there too. Healthcare wise, doing pretty good as well. We're in the green everywhere except for Stark Park. Death care wise, we could probably use a cemetery in Stark Park, cemetery in Robin Hills. Names subject to change. Well, at least the Robin Hills and Yellow Snow Farms might change at some point. I'm going to stick with Old Town and Stark Park over here. Healthcare. So let's drop a hospital in and 2 cemeteries. Or a med clinic, I should say. We're going with the smaller buildings in this one. So, where a good spot for this be? Put that there. And let's get some cemetery coverage up here. So will that fit? That'll fit. Nice if we could have crammed it in there. We'll do it right there for now. Let's see how that looks, kind of on the angle. You can fill that in with some trees over here. Let's zone, or rather, I should say dezone this plot. And yeah, we could fill this in with trees. We could have a little park up here. Let's break out the tree brush. Go to something kind of evergreeny. And let's quickly brush through here. Do one quick line up the coast. And then I'm going to switch around some different trees here. So let's do another pipe. Just to change things up, the size and distribution of the look of the trees. And let's get a couple individual ones down there. So we'll come all the way in. Paint a couple trees to fill in that space right there, that kind of gap on that bend. It'll help with some of the noise from the highway, which honestly shouldn't be spilling down that far, but it also gives it a really nice look. So if we come in here, kind of shelters off our town a bit from the outside world. Maybe too much, I don't know. I kind of like the look of it. It feels almost claustrophobic at times, though. So, let me see. I think we were in the middle. I get distracted. Apple Buddy will tell you, it happens all the time at home. Not just the city's thing. Cemetery. Where can we get a cemetery up here? You can run on the edge of the street. Plus, there's a turnaround basically right there, because they'll have to U-turn to pick bodies up. There you go. Perfect. That's good for now. We don't have water coverage over on that side yet. We will extend a couple pipes. As you can see, we don't have heating up here either. So as we're looking through our info views, we should check on heat status. Let's we'll come back to education in a second. Heating availability, tons and tons of availability. But we have to do a ton of pipes to get this area connected. Let's see what that's going to cost us. It's going to cost us a fair amount. It's not cheap. So where can we get connected from? I guess we could upgrade these pipes up the coast. And I will try not to miss any single lengths this time, which kind of messed us up on the last one. Space already occupied. Let's bust that pipe. See if we'll let us connect this way. All right, we'll do that. You don't... It's kind of weird. You don't necessarily have to heat the water pumps, but if they're in a district where they can only use that for heating, then you may have to, otherwise they won't operate correctly. I wish you could hold this down on consoles, so when you're changing the direction of roads you can, but the upgrade tool you have to hit on every individual length. This is something that is so much easier on PC, because you can just hold down the button and kind of drag over the What's the problem with heating? Why is it not getting there? Is it not... Is it too far from the boiler plant, or are we... I wonder. Wonder how that works. I should probably know before I do stuff like this. Where can we get a boiler plant in? It does pollute. Okay, that's commercial, good. Get this power hooked back up, and then we'll get that heating pipe hooked in. This new boiler station. And we'll go back to our upgrade tool. Let's finish upgrading this network. We'll hit play. Because we need the money. Need it bad. And it looks like it might have a bit of a range. Like it might drop off. Because it didn't seem like it was an availability thing. But maybe just heating all this extra pipe knocked our availability down. I'm not sure. But hopefully at some point we will... If we get to 70,000 spread out across this map... We'll be able to do the Eden project, and then we'll be able to reduce the pollution from those boiler plants. What is the water availability problem? Guess we should get on top of that while we have money. Let's come down here. That should have snapped in correctly. Let's see. Yeah, water availability is good. Let's get another sewage pipe down here. That looks like that connected in as well. There we go. We were on education. Let's take a look at that. Elementary, plenty of availability. Or I should say, plenty of capacity. Where are people not able to get to the school, though? We definitely need one up here. So let's do that. We do have an elementary school up here. And we've got one over here. We want to throw a second one down on the end of this street, maybe? I think that works. And then let's look at our high school coverage. So we've got a high school over here. I'm going to fix this heating problem in a minute. We've got a high school over here and one down here. Looks like we could use another up in this area. We do have the schools out policy on, which should mean people do go to high school, but then what's the problem? Commercial businesses having a problem? Only demand, they should move right back in. We've got to get going on dump coverage, it looks like. So we've got all these trucks up here. Got all these recycling plants. They can't get out though. They can't get out to the town. So let's do some sort of access road. Let's see where. Maybe just off the end of this street even. For now. Doesn't have to be a fancy road. Come out here with a gravel road. And we'll do another dump site, or rather recycling plant. For this side of town. We don't have one up here. Might be nice to get one up here. And then we don't have one over here either. We have that concentration of all these different ones. Let's, rather than build new ones, we could move those around a little bit. It might be a little cheaper. Okay, water and electric. That's going to pick up a lot of our garbage. We've got two here. Let's move one of these out for now. $3,200 to move. Okay, that's a little cheaper. Let's put one over here next to the solar plant. So that way when we get rid of this bridge, we start to focus on this interchange, bringing traffic in a little bit differently. That won't affect the garbage pickup over here. People complaining about the noise. You live right across the street from... what do you live right across the street from? Juice Press. You know what you live across the street from now? Ice Cube Factory. What do you do at the Ice Cube Factory? We make juice. There we go. Ice Cube Factory is back in the town of Winterfell. And it is driving this guy up the wall, apparently. But there you go. Ambulance pulled up. He's good to go now. Yeah, garbage coverage, huh? What's up with that? Why is our processing so low? We'll pick up the garbage from these guys. And they only pick up so much garbage in one truck? And they have to run back? Let's see, he should turn right. He is. And then right again. He'll go back to the dump and then he'll come pick these other ones up. Alright, well, we will keep earning money in the background. I've got to meet some zoning demand. And unfortunately, industry is the top of it right now. So maybe we'll try and... we'll just drop one more dump in over here for now. Recycle plant. Throw it right there. It shouldn't impact anybody except for the snow dump. That should be okay. That'll get our garbage coverage over here. With the money that we've got left in today's episode, I want to fix one more problem so I don't leave this side of the town a mess. And that's adding one more boiler station in. I think, right? Or did I... let me just double check my pipes first. Nope. Don't need a boiler station. Need a pipe upgrade. I probably should have realized that. Oh, here too. Look at that. That's all heated now. Well, that was cheaper than I thought it had to be. Maybe I didn't need that other boiler station. Maybe I missed the pipe again. I'm gonna heat everything. May as well. Convert over. It'll save us electricity. Push it out that much farther before we have to upgrade the power plant. In fact, let's see what happens once we offer heating via pipes across the entire town. What difference that does to the electric demand, if any. We were pretty comfortable at 90%, but if this offloads even more electric coverage, that should be a good thing. I don't think we heated up here yet, but we've got a ton of boiler availability. We may as well. We'll do that in the next episode. Electricity wise, yeah, we're in pretty good shape. And again, at 90% capacity, we're doing good. So we're making progress. We've got some garbage problems. We'll get there. We're grinding our way up. Like I said, I'll do some very minimal stuff offline. Of course, fire happens at the end of the episode. Always during the outro. Pretty much bet on it. So that one's gonna go up quick, right? They got a whole team coming. Good work, boys and girls. So yeah, so I think that's a pretty... oh jeez. So I think this is a pretty good spot to break before the entire map bursts into flames. If you did enjoy this video, likes, comments, shares, all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. Tune in Saturday for the live stream. Let's Plays every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications. And until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.